Hey, hey, can you see me, guys? No, 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 no. This way. Wait. Um, hold on. Hey, um, hey. Uh, as you can see, my WIP pile has gotten a little out of control. Um, help. Oh, that's better. My WIPs have definitely gotten out of control, as you saw. For those who don't know, WIPs are works in progress. I love having options. I have a bit of ADD when it comes to crafting. I like having choices of different projects going on, different types of projects. I get tired with crochet sometimes. I want to knit. I get tired of that. I want to Tunisian crochet. I get tired of that. I want to crochet, but I'm tired of the project I was working on. So let's try something new. But also, it's good to have different projects in different places. I always have like a hat in my purse. I have a lot going on. So I was hoping you guys would join me for a little deep dive into my WIP pile and make the choice of what needs to be finished and what needs to go. One of my goals for January is to finish as much as possible while also working on some new stuff. But I want to do 2 work in progress projects to 1 new project. I'd say 3, but I know that won't happen. So 2 seems reasonable. Anyway, what you're here for, let's dive in. So first up, and most easily accessible because I am already in this room, I like to keep like a hat project next to where I work. So that way, if I'm in a meeting and I need to concentrate better, crochet helps me do that. Or if I'm waiting for a report to come in and I have like 2 minutes to spare, not enough time to get into anything else. Perfect, right? So I am working with this yarn. This will definitely be finished. It's my next to my desk project. It has a brim. I have this yarn. I think someone gifted me this, some old scraps that they had, and I'm just making a go at it. I just finished this one with the yarn. Super funky. But I didn't have enough for a full other hat. So I decided to do a brim in black, and I will probably add a pom-pom to it. So 1, right? Easy peasy. I will definitely get that finished. No big deal. And by the same accord, what I was saying earlier was I like to keep a project in my purse, right? So another hat project. I actually got to go see Wicked again with some friends over the weekend, and I finished 1 hat while I was in the theater, and this is all I got done of the next one. Unfortunately, I just put this on the ground where dog hair likes to live. So it's a little, but it's literally just the start of it. Okay, diving into something a bit more. This has been sitting in my closet for nearly 2 years. I had a friend who had a baby, and I was working with this yarn. I thought it was great, and then I realized this is way too heavy a yarn for a baby. So I did something else, and then I put this in the closet, and I thought maybe I should finish it for her older girl, and then I just never got back to it. So this is done. I swear I shop other places. I feel like everything I've shown lately is Big Twist, but this is Big Twist. This is their Hush yarn from 2 years ago. 100% polyester, super, super soft and cushy, but definitely, it says bulky 5, but it has the weight of like a 6. So I did keep my crochet hook with it, so that's good. And I am pretty positive I know what the pattern was. It was by Crochet with Tiffany, and I will put a picture of it here. I cannot remember the name, but here it is. And it was really pretty. She did it with something like with some multiple colors. I just was doing it with this. It was a really pretty wave blanket. I have no idea if I'm showing you the right side. I don't think I am. It is this side. There we go. So you can see the really pretty texture and the waves in there. Really, really pretty. And yeah, that's why I didn't finish it. It's just sitting in my closet, but I have all the yarn for it and I should just finish it. So I think this is one that I can definitely finish up in like 2 days, 3 days, maybe. Cause like I said, it's a bulky yarn, 9mm hook. It should be not that bad. I just need to look up the pattern again because I don't remember it at all, other than who it's by. Okay, next up. I asked for this for my birthday for my brother last year. He was so kind. He went online, got me the kit. This is by Evelyn and Peters. This is the Cade crossbody. Can't remember the exact name. Here it is. And I am ashamed to say how far I got before I stopped. I actually have the full body done. Like, sewn together. Everything's great. The only thing I have left to do, and that I wasn't going to use it for the intention. I was traveling to California last year, and I was going to use it as a bag for California, and then I decided to not. So I stopped on the handle. So all I have left to do is do the handle, sew on a button, and it's done. So again, definitely something else that I can finish. Here is the strap. I learned so much from this technique. I think it's fantastic. I've actually shared it with my mom. Made a belt for a friend of hers for her jacket. And I showed her this technique because unlike regular kind of like, I don't know, belt, bag, strap material, this is super, super sturdy because you are like going into things twice. Anyway, thought this was fantastic. And as you saw on the picture, it'll go up one side, up the other side, and it'll be fantastic. And again, I still have the hook in it. I have all the yarn for it because it was a kit. I literally have everything for it. So this is also a not that hard to finish project. It's literally just sat on a shelf while I've done other things. Now this one, I don't think, well, let me just show you first. So first of all, it's in this super cute corgi bag that I got like 10 years ago. ThinkGeek. Did anybody remember that website? I love that website. They have the best stuff, and their emails were hilarious. But this is a corgi, just, in little swim trunks, hanging out in his little inner tube. Super cute. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a local yard sale, and they had a tub, like a literal like bath pool, a literal pool full of yarn, just like one of those blow up pools, kiddie pools, slightly bigger than it. Anyway, they had a pool of yarn. Most of it was really old yarn and not the best feeling. So they were selling it, I think, for $1 a skein. So I dug through, I found some stuff that kind of went together. I have some of that yarn still in my closet, but this one, it had a bunch of this really pretty peach color, and I decided I was going to make a blanket out of it. And I don't even remember. I think I remember what pattern I was using, but very lacy, very pretty. I just never finished it. Like, it's a decent size. I started it, and I think my problem was that it was so bright. But then again, most of the blankets I make are donated, so it's gonna make someone happy. I need to decide whether or not to just frog it or keep going, because I have the yarn for it. Or if not, then I can I might throw some like white stripes or something in there. But I was so smart. I put the size hook in it, and I even put the pattern. So this is from, oh my gosh, I cannot remember her name, but I will post it here. This is called the Coronation Baby Blanket, and really, really fun pattern, really quick to do. What do you think? Keep, frog. I don't know. Add another color. I can't decide. I forgot something that I was going to do. That was write down my works in progress. So I actually have a list of them. I did not write down the hats because although they are works in progress, they're just like kind of continual works in progress. So I know they'll get done. It's these bigger ones that I'm more concerned with. For example, this. Let me grab this. So if you've ever done a temperature blanket, you know that sometimes it's really hard to keep the motivation. I did a temperature blanket back in 2021, and it was great. I finished it, and I immediately went back. No, that was 2022. Anyway, I bought yarn for the next year immediately, and that one was so big, I thought, oh, I'm going to get, slightly thinner yarn. And I started a square. This is Tony, TL Yarn Crafts. She has a really cool temperature blanket just in squares like this. So soft. This is Hirschner's Afghan yarn, and it's a 2-weight, so it's super, super thin. I thought this would be great. Like I said, it is so, so soft. And this was January in 23. I decided to do averages, and I was really good. I'd written down what the colors were and what the temperatures average were going to be. And there's a website you can go and get all the historical averages and everything like that. And clearly, as we are now just barely in 2025, I didn't finish this, and I really don't think I'm going to. So I need to think of something else to do. I very easily could make this, actually. That is a brilliant thought, Sal. Why, thank you. I am going to make this my 2025 temperature blanket. How about that? I can just unravel this, and that way I have all the yarn, I have all the stuff. I can start just keeping track from day one, and done. Okay, well, that was a good solution. So say hello to the 2025 temperature blanket. The last time I had colors that were kind of all over, and I wanted something that kind of melded. So this is, I think, cold, and then it starts to go warm, and then the white is to join stuff, or if there's so all the days add up to 30, I think 32. So in February, there will be 4 rows of white, that kind of thing. But I really like the colors, and that seemed like a duh solution that I didn't think of before. Yay! Look at this. Progress. There is a car outside of my house. Delivery van that is playing trance music while I'm trying to film. Rude. And he's taking his time. Just has his door open. He's finally gone. As I was saying, speaking of Tony, from TL Yarn Crafts, I decided to start a project from her Crochet Academy that she holds every year. And here it is. I was really proud of myself. I dove into my stash. I had some color theory yarn from Two of Wands, and I started making it. And I don't know why I stopped. I have a sleeve and part of one side done. So all I have to do is finish this little bit, do part of the back, and then repeat it, and then sew it together. Easy, right? Really love this pattern. I did modify it a little bit because you don't decrease the sleeve, and if I didn't, it was going to be like bell sleeve, and I not a fan of that on me. So yeah, all the yarn all together. I don't have the hook in here, but I know what hook I was using. Yeah. This is something that I absolutely can accomplish. It might be something that I wait till like March, late February, March, because this would be a good spring item to wear. So this one is probably not a January project. All right. What is with everybody parking outside my house and playing music? To be fair, I do have my window open because it was warm in the house, but it's too cold outside to turn on the air conditioning. So I thought, I'll record with the window open. What could go wrong? Apparently everybody and their music. Anyway, so this project, I decided just to do a bunch of random granny squares with some old scrap yarn. I don't even know what red I used for this. I might have used it for another project, but just super simple granny squares. And I had gray in there. So I had this pretty red, a gray, and then I was going to do like a white with it. Again, I have no idea what red I used. I usually keep stuff together, so I'm not sure why I took that out. But I do have lots of the gray left, and I don't know. We'll figure something out. This is something that I really should keep for when I just want something quick to work on. When you need like a small victory, like after you've done a project and you just don't want to, like if you've done a blanket, you don't want to dive right into your next blanket, this is a great, just something small, little win. This is absolutely something that I can keep, and whether or not I finish it in the next like month or two, there's other stuff in this pile that I'd probably finish first, but it's doable. So this was, I had great intentions with this. I started this in November. It's, I think, more than half done. And my plan was to make a tutorial for it for Christmas. And then December became a month of a lot of medical issues for my family. There were a couple of hospitalizations, and we had the new puppy, or have the new puppy on top of all that. So it was chaotic, to say the least. I am very proud of what I did put out, all things considered. So I think I might finish this and put it aside, like write up a pattern, put it aside, and then film it in like November or something like that. So it's out before Christmas. But I will give you a little sneak peek of it. I had Christmas yarn and I was holding it double. And it makes this really pretty throw. Just so fun, so pretty. And like I said, I was pretty far on it. So yeah, I think this is something that I will finish sooner rather than later so that it can be done. and put away for next Christmas. Here I have another hat project. This was the one that was my purse originally, but it was not enough to go to the movies, and it's close to being done. In fact, I just remembered I have another hat project like this in my other room. So there's a couple of these laying around. They won't take long to finish. Unless they're by my desk or in my purse, that's a good goal to just finish up random hats. So these probably look familiar. These just came from the Hobie Advent calendar. I have one that I finished and then 3 that I have not. Now, week 4, which was that really cute bag, this one, I am going to have that as maybe like a March project because it's technically not started. So I think I can wait on this until then. But I absolutely want to do it so that I can say that I did do all of the advents. So that one can be put aside. Now, the shawl, this, is actually out in the other room, but I totally forgot to grab. And that needs to be accomplished, as well as this rag or towel. So these are ones that, like, this was so quick. I can finish this so fast. And the kerchief, I absolutely can finish that super quick as well. So those are definitely projects that I can get done in a relatively short time. Now, this looks like a chaotic mess. However, I love this, and I have another one in the works. So what I do, and I'll make a whole video on this, when I use colors and I just have a little bit of that yarn left, I put them into little tubs. Okay, fine. I'll just show you. Okay, so when I have yarn that has just a little bit left, so like this blue, this blue, this blue, I put them in a tub, and I have different ones for different colors. And then when it gets full, I then go to my ball winder and I put them together so that they become these, they look like little geodes, little yarn cakes. And then I typically hold them double, and then I'll put like white or black or something in them, and they become these massive scrap gans. So this is a purple one that I am working on. I ran out of purple, so this is in my closet until I get more purple. You can see I tied it off like this is, it's ready to go. But she's pretty massive and she's pretty wide. But they're just so fun. So I don't know if you can see in there. I have two different purples, and then like I have a white throughout. So they become this really beautiful, very unique, none of them are the same, blanket. And I have done that with all of my scrap yarn for a while. And they're huge. Like, I don't know if you can see that wingspan. Like, that's pretty big. There we go. It's big. And so it's going to make a ginormous blanket, and a pretty thick blanket, despite it being a little holey. But I just have the purple one right now, but I have a lot of the blues. I have about 6, 7, 8 of the blue caked up. And I think once I get to maybe like 10 caked up, then I will start on a blue blanket. I finished my last one. So, and I always keep a note of the pattern that I am doing on them. I always do something simple that won't make it too bulky. But this is great. I've done a pink one. I've done, honestly, this is one of my easy go-tos for when I get a yarn that I just don't like. If I go to like Goodwill and I find a bunch of yarn for cheap and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. So like if I had all these reds and I didn't like the feel of the yarn, or I just wasn't sure, I would put them with like, hold them double, hold them triple, and make just a really thick, nice blanket to donate or to gift. And yeah, this is, like you saw, this is maybe a third of a blanket, not even half, like a third. So it's going to be massive, and I think they're pretty. Like they're fun. So that's my purple one. This is a work in progress that will stay a work in progress because I need to wait to use more purple yarn so that I can use it. Now, I know a lot of people will do this with like dark yarn, and I'll put all the dark yarns together, all the pastels together, all the, so it doesn't really matter by color, but I like doing it by color. There will be some near the end that I'm like, I will never have enough orange to do a blanket, or I will never have enough, I don't know, but that I can, figure out later. But for purples, blues, reds, pinks, I've done a yellow one. I always seem to have enough. Or if I have those skeins that, like I said, that Facebook Marketplace, I went and they had like a pool full of yarn. I can go and pick up like remnants and things like that. And that's actually something I did a couple years ago. I was gifted like all of these like just balls of yarn, just, like I was showing you, like those little like leftover balls that someone just didn't want to get rid of. So I tied them together and I made a really cool blanket out of it. So scraps can be used. That might be a good idea for you if you are looking for something. But like I said, once I get a little bit more blue yarn, I will do a whole tutorial on that kind of blanket. Speaking of liking to have variety, this is a knit project, and I actually started it a few days ago. So this is a new WIP, but I wanted something different to do. This is called Copper Fox's Cowl by Casey Knits. You can find her on Instagram. She has tons of awesome patterns, and she also dyes yarn once in a while. She's just talented. And here's a picture of the inspiration. And I know that the picture is this really pretty copper orange, but I got this yarn this summer from Montana Crochet. She's another of my favorite indie dyers. And I mean, look at this yarn. This is gorgeous. I'll put the name right here. I thought that would be fantastic in that, and so far I am loving it. I am just barely starting, so I just finished the ribbing. I'm on the first repeat, so this will be a little bit, but like I said, it's nice to have something in between crochet, kind of a palette cleanse. And even if this takes me like a month or two to do because I'm doing other projects, it's still nice to have a different motion with my hands. So if my hands get tired from crochet, I can do something else. Okay, this one is a lot. I bought a bunch of thread yarn because I love the look of crocheted earrings, and I didn't finish it. And honestly, it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to like start over anyway. But it was this really pretty like rosy color, and the idea was you had this, oops, and I'm unraveling it, you crochet around it, and then you eventually connect it to this little guy inside, and it's this really pretty earring. Like I said, will I finish this exact one? No, because I honestly don't even remember the pattern. However, I would love to get into more crochet earrings. I've never actually crocheted earrings. I have crochet earrings that I've been gifted, and I think they're fabulous. There's so many different kinds of crochet earrings. My Ravelry list is full of crocheted earrings. So is my Pinterest. I have a Pinterest board for them. Like I love them. So yes, I have all the materials. worth putting on my WIPs list? I'm not sure. Okay, I promise the pile is dwindling. We have a lot less than ahead of us than we have behind us. If that makes sense. Next up, I was so excited for this yarn. I dived in like almost immediately, and then I got distracted by other projects, as I am wont to do. This is the Maple Sweater by Tony, again, from TL Yarn Crafts. I promise I make things from other people. I just happen to have a lot of her projects in work right now. It looks like this, really pretty, and it is using her Happy Place Apricity yarn. Super, it's like part alpaca, like, look at that squish. It is so good. And this, what I did do, worked up so quick. I have the top of it, I've already split for sleeves. I just have to finish the body and then do the sleeves. And like, it is, I love it. This might be one that I need to finish January. Like, I think this is something that I should have on the top of my list, because it's good. It is so good. I love it. And I have all the yarn, and this yarn is cushy, and this is a selfish me project that I just need to do for myself. This one I feel bad about. I feel bad about this one. I bought this a year ago with intentions to finish it for my mom for Christmas, and then her anniversary, and then this Christmas I haven't worked on it. This, let me pull it out, has a lovely chart, and it looks like this. So pretty. My mom is a gardener. She loves roses. She picked out the blue instead of the purple, and I have 2 panels completed, and I want to finish it and like put fabric on the back. This is absolutely something that I need to get done because I've promised it for a while, and I am just a bad daughter who hasn't done it. Really pretty. This is one of the panels, and I love that it has the gradient yarn. So this whole panel goes from like light to dark. I think it's really cool. This is some of my, this looks so much better on camera than it does in person. I am definitely a beginner when it comes to this kind of crochet, so some of it is not the prettiest, and she'll love it anyway. It's the thought that counts. But still, I love this. I need to get it finished. I started on, there's 5 panels altogether, and then it's just putting the yarn together. So this is something that I absolutely can finish in the next month or 2. This needs to be you've waited long enough, just do it. Do it for your mom. This one is something that I started, well, okay. So this was originally meant to be a sweater. This is Caron Angel Cotton Angel Cakes. 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. I was thinking I'd make myself a shirt out of it or something, and then I started working it up, and I was like, I don't know about this color with me. So then I turned it into a blanket, and I haven't touched it in a while. It'll be a cute baby blanket. The problem I'm having is I need to frog this, and I need to size up on the chain row, because if you see, I am holding this taunt, but you see how it's flimsy like that. So this chain row is too tight, and I need to size up, make that better, or do a foundation chain. High priority, no, but I don't think I'll frog this, other than to change how tight the foundation row is. So actually, I will frog this, but then I'll go back to doing it. Next up, this is a beautiful cowl, and it is done with some Christmas minis. This is, the minis are from Witchfire Fibers, and I have, it'll go in this order. It'll go here, and then there, and then there. This pattern I will put on the screen. I started this, actually, I will, true confessions. I started this in the summer. I took the yarn with me when I was traveling last January, didn't work on it. And then I started this in the summer when I was traveling to California. And then I realized that it's top down. And I don't know why I was thinking it was bottom up. So I actually started with this color first, but I wanted the green next to my face. So I restarted it. So this has been a year-long process. And I actually, in the last like 3 days maybe, got from like here to here, in between other projects, because I have been really bad the last few days, just jumping from here to there. So I think this is absolutely something that I can finish, honestly, in the next like week. I won't wear it till next year, but I love that it's a Christmas cowl, but it's also not like in your face Christmas. This colorway by Witchfire Fibers is fantastic. So this is something absolutely not getting frogged and will be finished. Probably one of the first things I will finish, honestly, because it's a very addicting stitch. It is I believe it's a star stitch, and it's very rhythmic and very easy to do. This one should be very familiar if you have seen anything else on my channel or perused my videos. This is the granny square from the Red Heart Flower Power trial. I still only have the 2 that I did on camera, but I did end up going and getting another one. So I have what's left in here. I have this one, and I might throw in a couple regular, like in white or gray. I don't know yet, but this is definitely one that I will finish because I have already started it. High priority, no, but it will get done. I am a little ashamed about this one. Yeah, I'm a little ashamed about this one. So in case you caught any of my Advent shorts, I opened an Advent by Treehouse Knits, and I was thinking I had done another Advent with her. I had, and I had started this project, and I haven't finished it. It's been sitting there. I'll show you the yarn. It's gorgeous yarn. This is the Venture Shawl by Woods and Wool. I'll show you what it looks like. The pattern was with more minis. This was with 50-gram minis. So there were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 of them. And this is what I got so far. This one actually came before, but I realized that was going to be too big of a shawl. So I am transitioning because, again, she knows how to do a fade really good. So that goes into there, and it's fading. This is literally sat for 2 years. Has to be 2 years. This is another one that I stumbled upon while I was searching for stuff, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that yarn, and I forgot about that project. Yikes. let's see if I can find the fade, because it really is gorgeous. I might get these orders wrong. And then, oh no, it's there because I had already done that. So it goes in and it goes like this. And then there's like some prettiness like that, or maybe that one's balled up. So maybe it goes like, I don't know. I have a picture of the order of the fade, and they go together super well. And I don't know if this is something I'll finish before some of the other ones, but since it's been a few years, I think that it's absolutely something I should finish. I mean, it is a really cute pattern. I forgot how cute the pattern is. Really, really fun. And I love how it gradually changes. And I think that was one of the reasons why it took me a little bit of time, because I was doing this with the 50-gram minis, and I had to weigh the yarn a lot, and sometimes getting out the yarn, like the scale, is a pain. And so I just didn't. We just have 3 left, so bear with me. We're almost there. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff, but this is the 4 Seasons blanket by Bella Coco. And I had this in the summer. I excitedly bought all the yarn for it, / stash dyed for it. And it sat there, and I know exactly why it's sat there. This is what the picture of the pattern looks like. I decided to go, my inspiration was, I had a bunch of this yarn, and this is, some of it you can tell is really old. Like, look at that label. Bernat, this is blue flannel. In fact, I think funnily enough, had this in like different labels. Like, obviously the dye lot is not the same. However, the pattern was such that you couldn't tell as I worked through it, but I saw this and I was like, hey, this is my inspo. So I got white, I got a blue and a gray, and then kind of a lighter blue, because there is a little bit of a lighter blue in there. And I got through spring. So every other one you're like doing every other yarn. So you can see that this bottom one had like the blue in it, and then it had white, really pretty. And then I got to here, and I got to the shells, and I don't know why I don't like shells. They're beautiful. Sorry, I don't want to lose this. Should put a stitch marker in there so I don't lose it. Shells are gorgeous, but they get really, at least for me, just really boring after a while. So I think I'm about halfway through the summer section, and I just need to finish it, because if I'm not halfway through this blanket, like, I might as well. And I paid for the pattern, so like that blue, see how that goes with that, and then I have a gray, so it's gonna look really cute once they finish it. Luckily, this was not intended for anyone in particular. I don't have I might have friends who are pregnant, but I don't think any that I'm making a blanket for. So this wasn't a time sensitive item, but this is absolutely something that I just need to motivate myself on a weekend and just power through the shell stitches, and then I think the rest will be easier to handle after that. It's the shell stitches. I'm telling you, the shell stitches get me every time. They're pretty. They're fun to make for a few rounds. And then you lost me. I, like several others, I'm not sure if they still have these, but at the dollar store, they started doing a little bit more like $3 items, $5 items, their premium section, and they had Premier yarn for $5. So I bought 2 of them, thinking still of a deal, and I started making this probably in October, thinking, this is a good like November project or like December that I can put a pattern out for. And then life happened. So I have the startings of the blanket. I think it's really pretty. It's super quick, a little wide. I made it pretty wide. So I just need to finish it and film a video and call it good. So the problem with that is there is obviously a lot left to do on it, a whole lot left, but this is a very good mindless one. It's a very good mindless project that I just need to do. This is another one that I might have to force myself to. Not that I hate it. It's just, yeah. Finally, this one's difficult. I bought the yarn first, and it's indie yarn. It's very expensive because I wanted so many colors, and I found great restraint in only getting a few. There were several that I really wanted, but we're not going to go with this scheme, so I left them. Little fun tidbit about Becky. I am a Lord of the Rings geek. Like, massive Lord of the Rings fan. When I was in England, I ate at the pub that J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis ate at all the time when they were in college, or like they taught at college together. And I read the book several times. I've obviously seen the movies. I've had many extended edition watching. I went to the last movie premiere dressed up as Eowyn. Lord of the Rings, if you ask me what my favorite book is, even my favorite movie, it's always going to be Lord of the Rings because it has everything in it, right? So when Long Dog Yarn came out with a Lord of the Rings collection, the restraint was so hard. I did her monthly. She was doing it as a monthly club. And then I didn't find out about it until like August of that year. And so I was only able to get a couple months. And then she released the whole collection, and I snatched up more of it. And my initial plan was I was going to make a Hugo Burst blanket. Here, this is beautiful. I've always loved this pattern, and I think it's gorgeous. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to do that with this yarn. Later realizing, I don't know why, this is a very sad but good lesson in read the pattern before you buy the yarn, right? Usually I'm really good, but apparently I just assumed that it was fingering weight. This is DK weight. And the yarn I bought is fingering. Now, can I hold it double? Yes. However, I'm not sure I'm loving the look of it. So I might need to change what I'm doing. First things first, let me show you this yarn, because I adore this yarn. And like I said, some of this was bought during her monthly clubs, and some of it was bought at the end. And I know it's expensive, but this was going to be very much a me blanket, and that's okay. So the first color that I have been working up is the Battle of Helm's Deep. And that is this gorgeous yarn right here. Like this, absolutely. Just, it works for that scene, for that everything. And some of the squares, dog hair just finds its way anywhere, even when I keep it somewhere safe, look like this. Now, okay, I love this. Like, it does look really pretty. However, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I guesstimated that I can get, I think, like 6 out of a skein. No, more like 7, I think. So I have a couple worked up. And the next yarn I was working up, I only have one of them, is Lord of the Rings, is the colorway. This was from a book collection she did a couple years prior, apparently, but she re-released it, and I love the colors of it. Very gorgeous. And this is what it looks like held double. Well, I'll show you the right side. How about that? Again, super, super pretty. Love it. Some of the other colors I am planning on using for this, she did a collaboration with Treehouse Knits, and this is Treehouse Knits, The Stories That Really Mattered. And back to Long Dog Fibers, this is the Deep Breath Before the Plunge. I love the subtle blues and greens in there. So again, this looks super great with all of these. And then I also had, stuff falling. I Am No Man. I got, like, you can tell that what I got with the collection and what I got later because the labels are different. This came with the collection or with the monthly thing. And I mean, first of all, like, look, can you see those labels? The labels are gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. Seriously. So this is I Am No Man. And then with those, I also got some solids. I got to kind of do some solid squares in there. I got Mary because I thought that was a really good green to go with a lot of these. I also got, oh, you're falling apart. Don't do that. Pippin. It's kind of just by chance that I happened to get those two together. But the color, actually, I should say Pippin, because Pippin just looks good with so many of these. And then Treehouse Fibers also did Treehouse Knits also did a solid, the River Anduin. And that looks good with so many of them. And then to sew them together, to do a border and all of that, I got Gandalf, which is this gorgeous, it's like this gray blue. Like it's not a gray, it's like a gray blue. I don't know if you can see that, like gray, blue, green. There we go. So, I mean, they all, and Gandalf just, Gandalf goes with everybody. It's fine. So this is the WIP that has been sitting there looking at me and taunting me because, again, it's a passion project because I adore Lord of the Rings. I loved all of her colors. They just fit. Like they painted a scene and I got it. And now with these worked up, like I'm not sure if I like them or if I need to go with something else. Maybe this is where I need the most help. Like, what would you keep this? Would you go for something else? I thought about doing knitting and doing something like this. This will take a little bit longer because I am just not as well versed at knitting. And I would like it to be crochet because crochet is my thing. But also this is really pretty. And she actually did a sample in this. So that's probably why I like it. But I just don't know. Obviously, this needs to be done and done well because I will adore it forever. And it'll be the most expensive blanket I have ever made in my entire life and probably will ever make in my entire life. So this is a very selfish, a very me project, but I want it to be right. So what do you think? Do the Hugaburst squares, do they work? Obviously, these have not been blocked. Do they look good? Should I try the knit one? Should I keep searching? What do you think? Like like all of this stuff, it's just the happiest yarn to me. I just love it. And I don't know what to do with it. I thought I knew. And now I don't know. I'm second guessing my choices. Not the choice of yarn, just I don't know what pattern to do. And I don't want to make it wearable. I want like a blanket that I can cuddle with and like geek out and watch the movies and read the books and just be happy. Well, thank you for joining me on this rather chaotic video. I guess there wasn't much in the way of frogging plans, just like 2 or 3 of them. And actually, this is a pretty manageable list. Let's see. How many do I even have on here? I have 21, which, all things considered, not bad at all. Okay, it's a lot. But also I've been worse. So I feel like I can knock out a good portion of them in the next, few months. And at least for January, I really do want to do a 2-to-1 ratio with 2 WIPs finished to every 1 new. And then maybe February 1 to 2. I don't know. It all depends on, well, I don't know. Depends on life. Okay, which of these WIPs was your favorite to see, and what do you think I should work on first? Do you have opinions about the Lord of the Rings blanket, or that peach blanket that I'm not really sure about? Is there something that I think looks fantastic that you were like, ooh, maybe not? You should frog that. Let me know, and I have a lot of work to do. Wish me luck.